to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, a nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
I think it's particularly powerful that we're meeting here on this soil now. When I was first hired in 1983 at University High School, we were the high school that served all of the El Toro Marine Base students. And so from 1983 until the base operatively closed in 1992, though technically closed in 1999, all the students, all the children of our Marine soldiers in the area were in the Irvine Unified School District. And then so many years later, I have had the honor to help open a high school on what was the El Toro Marine Base. It's why we are the Bulldogs.
As Americans, we must show our appreciation to our American troops. They sacrifice being with their loved ones to defend our country and its people. Our troops should never feel like they're alone because they have a whole country supporting them. We all stand as one nation. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. We have these inalienable rights because of the men and women that fight to keep them inalienable. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, and freedom of religion. We have this freedom because of the men and women entering battlefields with tremendous bravery.
We have over 560 members. Each and every one of these members is a combat veteran, meaning they served in a combat zone. Not everyone had to pull a trigger on a weapon, but we were all there in that combat zone, subjected to the dangers of combat. That makes us different than the other 90% of the military who performs vital functions but does not necessarily serve in combat. Our post is not a social post, but rather the 560 members all perform service to the community.
Before we were even in the war, destroyed our Navy and resulted in the death of over 3,000 American soldiers and sailors. So I felt I would do better for my country if I left college and joined the Navy, which I did. I left school, went down to LA, signed up for the Navy, passed all the tests, but I had a problem. I couldn't enter the Navy because I was only 17 and I needed my parents' consent. So I took the papers home. Interesting enough, my mother signed the papers, but my father refused. He was a World War I veteran, and he told me I was too young and didn't know what I was doing by entering the service at that age and should go back to school. A great decision on his part, because I did go back to school. But 2 years later, a year and a half later, the Navy came to our school and told us they were taking over the school facility and had a new program called the V-12 program. The concept was to prepare young college students for the military and possibly eventual commissioning them as officers in the Navy and the Marine Corps.
during high school. In 1943, I left high school and to join the Army as an infantryman. And it was something that I was proud to do. I was 18 years old. I had a brother, a Marine, that was hit on Guadalcanal, so I felt it my duty to wait in Europe. And so I joined the Army. I had 6 months of training as an infantry rifleman. We were kind of tough going at that time, and there were a lot of us sent over a little perhaps ahead of time. I only had 6 months training, and I was sent overseas as a combat infantryman.
We swam all the time. Our job was to go in and swim in from about 2,000 meters out to the beach and make a reconnaissance of all the different obstacles the Germans had put into the water that would tear the bottom of the boats out. Just far enough that the GIs, fully loaded without quick release buttons in those days, would drown. So our job was to destroy these. So we recorded all of them.
Like
Well, there were fish. and crab on the bottom and things like that. We used to go down and get them and eat them. And a few other things that you didn't want to mess with, but they were a little more dangerous than the fish. Like sharks.